Last week was a treat for me in that first time in a very long time I got to hear a guest speaker who actually delivered a wonderful message. But in November, I started my 4th year as your minister. I haven't heard a guest speaker in all that time. Because when we have a guest speaker, the board wants me to be gone so I don't burn out, so I take some time off. And I don't hear it. And before that, I was co-minister, so I got to hear Vivian every other week, at least. Our goal here, our ideal, is to not tell anybody what to think, what to believe. Our goal is to try to get you to think and question your beliefs. And maybe you'll hear something here that might encourage you to make some shifts in your life. Might work out well for you. There's no one set of rules for everybody. There's 8 billion of us walking around this planet. There's not one checklist for everyone. It won't work. They've been trying for centuries. It just doesn't work. So we try to offer just ideas and thoughts and principles and practices that might ring true for you, might work in your life. As I heard Jordan talk last week, I've had thoughts. She gave me things to think about. One of the things she was talking about was what somebody else says, does, or thinks has nothing to do with me or you. It's all about them. And when we take that on, we surrender our power. It's a very valid point, and it's absolutely true. But I thought about that, kept thinking about that. There's another whole dynamic to that as well. I won't ask you to raise your hands, but I'm guessing that several of you in this room have had a thought similar to, I hate those ignorant, fascist, bigoted bullies that happen to reside in and about our White House. I'm guessing I'm probably not the only one that's had those thoughts. But when you stop and think about that sentiment, the minute you hate those dudes, you gave them your power. That's exactly what they want to hear. They want people to hate. That way we become manageable. We don't have our own power. We have to take and do what we're told. Because we surrendered it, because we're hate, because we're angry. And all of us get angry. All of us have said, I hate that. But each one of us has the wherewithal to, oh yeah, that really wasn't all that right. And all that did was weaken me. That hate and anger thing, it's truly a disease. I've said that a lot of times, but it truly is. And we all get exposed to it daily. But we have the power to transcend it. So not only what other people say about us, but what we say about other people. Not only does that take away our power, give our power away, it also diminishes our own self-esteem. Something else that Jordan said that got me thinking, I thought about everything she said, a lot. But she talked about we don't have to feel guilty or less than at the end of the day because our best is absolutely good enough. And that is true. We're human beings. We're all on a path through life. And our best is always good enough. But where I followed that up, kept on thinking about, do I always give my best? I find, and maybe you might as well, I find that a huge percentage of my life I live in the habit zone. I make the same responses. I say the same salutations and greetings. I take the same way to the store and back. I have the same kind of yada, yada, yada conversations with folks. Is that my best? Probably not. I think all of us has room to question your best. Take a look. Be aware of what you actually said to someone. Be aware of your energy that you're sharing with people. Is it your best? It is. It's good enough. For sure, for sure. Maybe it's just the habitual yada, yada, yada. Today, perfect example for me. On a scale of week to week to week, my talk today is not that great, really. But it's the best I've got today. So it's going to be good enough. And I don't think I'm any different than any one of you. We wake up in the mornings and sometimes we just feel beat up. We've been through a lot. We've had to respond to life. And sometimes that's quite a chore. And some days, maybe our best isn't the same as it is tomorrow, or will be next week, or was last week. But I think it's important that we always question ourselves. Are we sharing our best? When we share our time and our talent and our thought and our treasure, is it just what we got left over at the end of the week? A little bit of energy, a little bit of money that we have left over? Or are we sharing our best, the best that we have? This universe needs us. There are so many people that are willing to squander everything that most of us hold dear just for their personal satisfaction. And our universe needs our best. And more importantly, each one of us within ourselves needs our best. That's when our self-esteem grows. That's when our confidence and our realization of how much power, how much skill, how much talent do we actually have. Each one of us possesses a huge amount. If we let it flow out of us, let it flow through us. So thank you, Jordan, for giving me something to think about. And I think as we experience the different things that show up in our lives every day, how do we respond? Do we respond out of anger and fear and hatred? Do we respond out of empathy and compassion and acceptance? Do we respond with the best that we can come up with, or the old yeah. We started this day talking about what a wonderful world. We're all part of that. It is a wonderful world. And each one of us is here to make it more enjoyable, safer, more loving, more compassionate. And for that to happen, it requires our best. And so it is. Shall we stand up and sing, "What a Wonderful World"?